Hello, adventurers, and welcome to Grognard and Friends, where friends gather to explore the aria and play Dungeons and Dragons. Just a quick reminder that next week, Sunday, August 7th, Grognard and Friends will go dark for the evening. We will happily be back the following week with renewed energy, excitement, and possibly a very special surprise for all our friends. And speaking of the friends, let's check out this week's episode of Grognard and Friends. When last we left the friends, they had finally made it to the village of Forest Grove, where they met a number of the locals. Gaius discovered what went on at night in the village, and the Freds met a young huntress who helped them in their search for the missing girl. Gaius went on a goodwill mission to speak to the bereaved Worthingtons, only to have swords pulled on him and doors slammed in his face. The huntress, Thalia, went off to check her traps, hunt for more game as a result of the mayor's request for the party that will be coming up tomorrow. And investigators extraordinaire Nikita and Reed went off to speak to the young girl's friends. Okay, friends, Gaius had arrived at the Worthingtons, had a quick interaction. Nikita and Reed went off to the main part of the village to seek out some teenage friends of the missing girl. And Butt Trumpet and Eldred went off to head back to the Sunny Day Inn to speak to Mr. Sunnyday. So why don't we start, while you're still with us there, Gaius, why don't we start with you? Currently, you knocked on the door. You were told that to tell whoever sent you to leave them alone. When you continued to knock, they opened the door, pulled swords on you, repeated that message, and then slammed them in your face.
Oh, well, sorry. I was here to pass along the condolences. Do you know what happened to your boss, Mr. Worthington?
You hear some muttering. You hear some muttering behind the door, and eventually the door opens, and the larger of the two steps forward. And he towers over you by about a foot.
Oh, you're biggin'. Yes, it was my party that happened to find... Oh, Johan. Yes, I found, myself and my party found poor Johan and the rest, and I was the one to bury them, and I told your family members on the road about it. I haven't made it to the to any of the Worthingtons yet, so I figured I'd come and break the bad news, but it might look like you already know.
He looks at you and he says, You found them.
Yes. The bandits that attacked, we were able to kill one of them and drive the rest off, but sadly we were far too late.
He said, My apologies.
Oh, no, No, if you already knew, your reactions are quite understandable. This is a trying time. I just wanted to make sure that the news was broken to the family here. I wasn't sure if the caravan that was heading to Seven Rivers had sent word back or not.
Well, the news was given to us, but not more so on an offer to buy the business, which was not. Well, we'll just
taken
taken lightly or well received. So,
well, may I apologize
thought you were another
for that.
one of those people.
No, may I apologize for that, because we were dispatched from Seven Rivers to look for Silas Marner's daughter, and we obviously, that was what our mission was, so we went to him first. And I actually asked after your family where they were in town, and I may have let it slip that your father, uncle, don't know the relation, boss, had passed. So,
Well, that explains a lot. Did you also visit the mayor, or was that Silas's doing?
Silas recommended we go talk to the mayor. Did he also offer to buy your stuff? What is going on in this town?
A long
Like,
story and a long history.
there's a complete lack
Anyway,
of tact. I apologize on my behalf. I thought the people of your town would have been a little bit more graceful, I guess is the best way to put it. I
this is your
mean,
first time in Forest Grove, obviously.
oh yes, I mean, I literally saw them last night, went to the inn, slept, and then came to you first thing in the morning.
Well, on behalf of the family, I thank you, and I thank all that you did to help our father and sisters.
And if
And
you're planning on, um, I had marked the burial site. I told the people where to find it, but if you plan on going to it, at this point, Gaius gives them better directions than Chris can, like
okay,
using like signs on the road that he remembers. That is where they were buried. I have business in town, but if you plan to inter them, I noticed you don't really have any clerical folk around. I happen to be a cleric of Bacchus. If you would like last rites read or anything about that, I
can you
will be
do
in town.
resurrections?
If I could have, I would have on the spot when I found them. Sadly, I am not. I'm not that powerful yet. If I could have got them at the moment, I would have been able to save them, but they were sadly hours dead by that point. It seemed like.
Well, once again,
Otherwise,
on behalf of the family, I do thank you for your kindnesses and your humanity, which is
well, oh,
sorely lacking in this village.
forgive me. I am Gaius. Is my name. I. What is yours, if I may be so?
Jacob.
Jacob Worthington.
Yes, sir.
Well, Jacob Worthington, like I said, if your family, or even if it's just condolences, I've dealt with people losing people in the past. If they want to talk, whatever, I am available and around town. I said we are looking for a missing girl. That's the main reason why we're here.
Well, if she had any sense about her, she would have left this village and her father.
I got that impression. I've got that impression. I would like to ask more questions about that, but at a later time when it's more applicable and less ghoulish. But if you do happen to have any information about the poor missing girl, please come find me or my companions. We are all staying at the Sunny Day Inn.
I know myself, I never had any dealings with her.
Mm-hmm.
Saw her around town once or twice. That was really about it. But I thank you for all that you've done, and we're just trying to console my mother, our mother, and who is absolutely devastated by this.
Oh,
So,
understandable. Understandable. Well, I guess I will let you all mourn in peace.
well,
But
I
my
thank you,
services
sir.
are available if they are needed.
And I am sorry for pointing my sword in your face.
Oh, please, once again, in the end, that was a little bit of my fault as well. I did not know that people that I would assume to be leaders of the town would have been so callous.
Welcome to Forest Grove, young man, and
Apparently, Bacchus
yes.
praised.
If you'll excuse me, I have I'm going to go care for my mother.
Go, Jacob, please. Once again, my condolences to you, your family, and my services if needed. Free of charge. Not going to do anything weird like that. I'm at the inn over there.
Well, that is very much appreciated. So at this point, we switch over to Nikita and Reed, who left Gaius and the Huntress, walked up along the river a little bit to the bridge and crossed over. And from there, where do you go?
We need to find those 3 girls who were friends with Veronica. So,
The 3 families. Is there a center of town we should aim for?
You did see something that looked like it might have been the center of town. It was an area that almost looked like a clearing. There was a well in the center, and what looked like a number of businesses and house sort of things all around that area where people looked like a place where maybe people gathered, maybe people did business. You saw something that might have looked like a general store, something that looked like it might have been, farming supplies, something like that.
Why don't we try there, Nikita? We could see if we can find somebody who knows where these girls might be.
That sounds like a plan, Reed. Let's go.
I'm so glad Eldred trusted us to do this.
Are you? What do you mean you're glad he trusted us?
I feel like sometimes Gaius and you trust me with things, but I don't know. I don't get the sense Eldred trusts me to do things.
That is very odd. I cannot say I have noticed whether he does or does not. I apologize. I will try to pay more attention.
I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of people treat me like a child.
That I have noticed, including when they say you are my son or something ridiculous. It's obvious we're not human. So weird.
Yeah, you would think, but I don't know.
What do you do? So let's see. We are looking for Ackermans, Greens, and Fairfaxes. Ackermans, Greens, and Fairfaxes.
I don't
what
know
do
what
you
a
think?
lawyer is. I don't know what a lawyer is, but that sounds like a law firm.
I think I do know somewhat of what that is, and they're very tightly connected with banks.
Rich people. Got it.
Nah, that is my impression. Do you remember the the girls' names? The first names?
I only heard the family names. I don't know their.
All right. Well, that will get us started. Hopefully, I can rattle my brain a little until I can find that.
Is there a?
So what do you think?
Is there any kind of store in the center here that looks like it would be attractive to young people?
There are a couple that look like quaint houses with storefronts, or they're possibly storefronts, but they look more like quaint little houses than they do like shops. And some of them have nice little colorful accents, a number of plants set up in different ways, and vines climbing up the side of the building, and the lampposts and such.
Perhaps we could try the general store just because it's general and they could give directions.
Is there anybody around that looks like they're hanging out near the well, or just kind of hanging out and killing time in the center of the town here?
Give me a perception check there, young man.
Can I attempt to help him?
You certainly may.
All right. Do I re-roll a 1 in advantage or no?
Yes, you do. Go ahead.
13 was the best one.
You see a small boy standing around over by the well, and you catch him occasionally like throwing rocks into the well and then like looking around to see if anyone is watching him.
Think we should ask that kid?
Sounds good to me. Do you want to go talk to him? I will stand here and try to look non-suspicious. Nikita puts her hands on her hips and just stands there.
So I will approach the boy. I kind of throw my cloak back a little bit so you can see the hilt of my short sword. Kind of look like a adventure-y, if you can.
Okay.
And I just kind of walk over to him and I say, "Hello."
I wasn't doing nothing, mister. Or kid.
Yeah.
Or Mr. Kid.
No.
You?
My name's Reed.
Mr. Reed?
Yeah.
Reed?
I didn't think you were doing anything. I just thought maybe you might know. We're searching for, we're trying to find a girl who was lost, and we're looking for her friends to see if there might be any clues. So maybe you know where we can find them or their families to help find them. These girls. The girls are named like Fairfax, Green, and
Ackerman.
Ackerman.
Kid looks
Those are
over
the
his
family
shoulder. Says, are you you with her?
Yeah, have you ever seen a dwarf warrior?
No, we don't get a lot of dwarfs in town.
She's a great warrior. But we're trying to find this friend though. These friends of Veronica Marner.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Any idea where we can find
my mom says the
family?
goblins took her. Yeah. You gotta be
Would your
careful
mom-
with goblins. They'll eat your ears off and then your nose.
Would your mom know that? Not about the goblins, but about them taking her?
Well, my mom has her nose and her ears, so she must know something.
So about those families, the Ackermans, Greens, and
Oh, okay. I thought you were looking for Veronica.
Fairfax.
Um,
Well, oh yeah. Wait. Do you know something about Veronica?
well, I think my mom said the goblins probably took her.
Again, about those families. I mean, the goblins might have, but we'll get to that after we talk to those families of her friends.
You must come from a big city.
You know about it?
A
Seven
big
Rivers.
city?
Is
Well,
that the one you're talking about? Seven
yeah,
Rivers.
well, I don't know
It's
which
big.
one. There's a bunch of them, my mommy said. She said that people in the big cities are snooty and think they know everything.
Well, I'm not snooty, and I certainly don't know everything. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking to you.
Okay. The Fairfax farm is there. If you go back past the cow pastures, and you'll see a big oak tree. That's not it. You want to go over.
Okay, wait. Do the girls hang out anywhere around here that we might find them? Maybe not
Oh.
at their farms and homes.
Oh yeah.
This seems to be the place to hang out here by the well.
Miss Castavetti's
Ooh, where's that? Who is that?
points over there. Says the big white house with all the vines on it and the flowers.
Why do they hang out there? Does she bake?
I don't know. I've never. She does a lot of makes dresses and teaches girls with the needles and the thread and making the pictures and the things.
You don't like doing that?
The little holes you have to stick it in. I want to hit rocks with sticks. And
I
it's
agree.
all the
That
girls
sounds
over
more
there,
fun.
and they're icky.
I understand.
Yeah,
I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
So,
they make pictures of houses and flowers and all that sort of stuff. Nothing neat and interesting and cool.
Yeah, I get
You
it.
know, like goblins
what-
tearing
I'm-
the heads off people.
Ooh, I used to draw pictures like that.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any of those pictures with you?
I don't know. I know, but I'm a hero now. And one time, we fought like ogres. We fought big creatures with tentacles.
Tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds
They're-
horrible. What's a
They're
tentacle?
gross. It's like a slimy arm with no hand on the end. Yeah. And then
Ooh.
one time, well, I should probably get back to my friend now that we should know where we're going. So, what was your name?
Oh, Skippy.
Thank you, Skippy. I'll tell you more monster stories if I see you around.
Not
If
if
you
I
wanna
see
hear 'em.
you first, although I'll find you and then I'll come over and I'll say, "Remember me? I'm Skippy. You told me you were going to tell me stories because you told me about tentacles being
Slimy. Just call them
slimy arm things. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Good one.
slimy arm people with no hands. That must be weird.
They're monsters. Monsters are weird and creepy. So
Ooh,
anyway, thank you.
I think girls are monsters.
If you find that there's a rock right over there, you might want to throw down the well because that one looks like a good one to throw.
Oh,
Just saying.
thanks.
And I head back to Nikita.
Okay. She is
So-
posing in the middle of the square, and people are walking by, kind of going. And then they continue on.
So that
Hello.
was Skippy.
Okay, Skippy.
Skippy's mom thinks goblins took Veronica.
Yeah, we kind of ruled that out, but maybe she knows something. Did you get any information on the three friends?
That White House over there. That's Mrs. That's Mrs. Casca or something like that, and they hang out there and do sewing. I don't know. So
Oh,
we could ask there.
I guess I'm up, aren't I?
why do you sew?
No, but they anyway. Nikita's shoulders slump a little as she realizes the poor girls are what they're stuck into and why she left home. So, okay.
Should I-
A
go
wealth of
with there
memories come flooding back.
We go over. Is there a gate? Can we just walk up to the door and knock? Are they sitting outside?
There is a gate. Everything seems to have braided vines kind of weaving in and out of it. It's a narrow white house that kind of has a sloping roof on one side. The door's over here it's a little taller. It's white, and all the accents are painted a very vibrant pink with a little details of green, and along the there's a little lamppost that has vines weaving all the way up there, flowering. There's a little arch you have to go through that's just vines and flowers, and just there's flower beds on each side. There's little flower boxes on the windows. You get up to the door, and there's a wreath on it that looks to be stitched in floral colors. And if you look closely, you can see it's a bunch of little flowers, the entire wreath with a big bow on it. And it says Castavetti's Stitchery. Dressmaking, our specialty.
Castavetti. Holy shit, what is that last name? Okay.
Sounds like one of those snooty Seven Rivers people, but they're here at Forest Grove.
Well, apparently they like flowers. And she regretfully knocks on the door.
Door kind of like swings open a little bit.
I will continue knocking a little louder and, hello? Здравствуйте, anyone home?
And you hear, oh, come on in. And it's from right, if you were to walk in and to the right, you hear this woman's voice. It's a little high-pitched, kind of sounds very interested in who's at their door.
Do you want to come in with me, or do you want to stay out here?
Oh, I'll come in. She might have biscuits or something.
This is true. The ones who like making flowers like cooking too.
Mm-hmm.
On average. Okay. I will go in and do they have anywhere I should wipe my feet? My big
Outside there
clothing-
was a mat.
Crap, I'll back up and wipe my feet on the mat.
Okay.
They're
I'll follow
weird about
suit.
this. Yeah,
Okay.
they can get weird
Got
about
it.
this. So then I'll go in and look to the right and hello?
Okay, so straight ahead, there's a set of stairs going up and a hallway going straight ahead. You hear talking at the end of that hallway. To the right is a large open room. There appears to be a counter on the far end of it, a fireplace on one side, and a number of tables that have different. Some have like yarn and knitting needles and things like that. Another one has boxes of canvas and things like that. By the counter, you can see there's little things with different needles and such, and spools of thread. And the walls are just sampler after sampler after sampler after sampler, and needlepoint, petty point, you name it, it's on the walls. And as you're looking at all this, you're like, did I get everything off my foot? Oh, holy crap, even the rug is like stitchery. Everything everywhere just seems to have a little bit of everything going on. And the woman behind the counter has little wingtip glasses. Her hair is kind of in a little bit of a bouffant. She has a white blouse and a stitched vest that has flowers and vines all over it that you can see with her standing behind the counter. And she seems to be working on a circular pattern with a needle and thread as she looks up at you and says, oh, come in. What can I help you with?
Hello.
Is this for you, or is it you looking for a gift, or what can I help you with?
We're looking, actually, we have been asked to find the missing Veronica Marner.
Yes, that's very sad.
You
She was a
wouldn't.
sweet girl.
You knew her then.
Oh, she used to come and hang out here all the time.
Oh, excellent. You wouldn't happen to know what happened, why, or what might be rumored as to what happened, where we might find her?
Veronica didn't really open up to me or anything like that, so I don't really know. She was just always very sweet and very nice.
Are you Miss? I'm not going to get your name right, but I will try. Castle.
Just call me
Castle
Minnie. Just call me Minnie.
Minnie. Mrs. Minnie.
Just Minnie.
We're also just Minnie. Just Minnie. We're also looking for. I guess Veronica had friends. From Fairfax's Ackerman and Green.
Oh, yeah, Abby, Rachel, and Michelle.
Abby, Rachel, and Michelle. As you can tell, my memory is not the best.
Gabby, Rachel, and Michelle.
Gabby, my apologies. Rachel, Michelle.
When you
You
meet her,
wouldn't-
you'll understand the name.
Great. We hear they sometimes hang out with you here. Are they here today?
Well, hang out and work, but teenage girls, you know how that goes. Trying to get them to actually get stuff done isn't always easy, but they're sweet girls, so.
This is good. Are they working today?
I can't really answer that, but they are here.
I think I understand. Okay. Would we be allowed to talk to them about Veronica? Is that okay, or would you prefer us not to bother them while they're working?
Well, no offense, miss, but I don't know you from hot cinder in a stomach. I don't know that I should let strangers speak to the girls without their parents' permission. You know, they trust that the girls coming here will be safe.
They would be very safe with us. We're heroes.
What my halfling friend is trying to say is we actually are here on behalf of the Marners. I don't know what that is worth. I understand your concern. Perhaps if we spoke to them with you in the room, if that would be acceptable. We have no wish to harm anyone. We are honest, just looking for Veronica for Mr. Marner.
Give me a perception check there, Nikita.
Oh yeah, rock and roll.
You know what, Reed? Why don't you give me an insight check as well, just
to see if I can get lower.
Yeah.
Oh, I got higher actually.
Okay.
Double.
14.
Reed, you notice that when Nikita says we're here on behalf of the Marners, you just notice that her face changes a little bit. It gets a little strained around the mouth, and it's like the smile, the sweet smile of, oh, maybe I'll be doing business with these people, all of a sudden went to something on the border of, you're not sure what, but all of a sudden the muscles in the neck and around the jaw just seem to clench.
We don't really know the Marners. We're really just trying to help Veronica. But I mean, her dad is looking for her.
You hear Minnie say, "Is he though? And if he is,
Wasn't it kind of
why?"
weird that it didn't seem to be? I mean, she's been gone a long time now, right?
Yeah, I think like a month.
So did anybody in the town go looking for her already?
I think the mayor sent some people out looking for her, but I don't know how long that lasted. He had some other stuff that he needed the guards for, I know as well, because stuff's been going on.
Well,
What kind of stuff?
yeah, oh yeah. Well, what kind of stuff? You should know we truly want to find the girl, and we really want to help her. It's not for her father; it's really for her. And
This is
you know,
true.
the people who first told us about this, we were in Seven Rivers. You know, I don't know who those people really were or what their intentions were for helping find Veronica, but any information would just help us find her. We're not trying to send her back to like a bad dad or anything like that, you know.
Oh, that's what you'd be doing. But yeah, Silas is always so proud of the business he does in Seven Rivers. Hold on a minute. She comes out from around the counter, and you can see she
Is
hopped
she?
down from a stool.
I was
She's
gonna say, is she Minnie?
yeah, she's kind of she's about your height, Reed, but
Oh,
she's pretty stout. And as she walks, the feet, the heels click along the wooden part of the floor that's not covered by the stitched rugs. She goes out and leans out the hallway and says, "Girls, could you come in here, please? It'll only be for a moment." Distance, you hear a couple, young girl voices say, "Yes, Miss Castavetes. Did you do it?" "No, I didn't do it." Well, let's just go see what she wants. Do we have to? Oh, God.
Spasiba, Minnie. We greatly appreciate your trust. If it helps any, I don't want to give her back to a bad father. Perhaps if she's in a better place, then we leave her there.
I'm not a good soul for saying this, but just about anything would be a better place for that young lady, quite frankly. But well, we'll see what the girls can help you out. And
That
you
would
see
be
three girls come in. One is a little on the shorter side, kind of like a fire plug sort of girl. The other one's a little taller and actually also a rather solid girl, all dressed all in black with black hair and black eye makeup and stuff like that. Whereas the shorter one, the fire plug of a girl, kind of just still has acne on her face and just kind of hasn't really done anything with her hair and looks like she's wearing like a smock sort of dress. And then the last one is very tall and thin with long black hair, very sad, kind of Saint Bernard eyes. And they all kind of just look very bored. "Yes, Miss Castavetes. These people would like to talk to you about Veronica just for a little bit." "Yes, Miss Castavetes." And they just kind of all look at you incredibly bored, and with their heads tilted and just kind of like you can almost feel the desire to eye roll from all three of them. The fire plug girl immediately says, "Miss Castavetes, is it gonna be tea time soon? I'm really hungry." And Minnie says, "Well, did you finish that piece?" "No." "Well, when you're done here, you get working on that, and then we can talk about tea time." "Yes, Miss Castavetes. I'm really hungry. I heard my
me
stomach."
too. I'm hungry
Right?
too. I
See, he's hungry too, Miss Cassavetes. My stomach's making all sorts of noises.
Well, maybe if we talk to you real quick, maybe we can get to tea time.
Are you going to bring tea time? And you see the other two perk up like, someone else bringing tea time? That could be good.
Kind of hoping tea time was here, but I.
no. We
And
can.
then the shoulders sink down again, and it's just like, okay, yeah.
Nikita, can we do tea time?
We can certainly attempt to. Maybe there's something at the general store we can bring them.
Okay, if that's okay with Mrs. Casca
Minnie says, "Be my
Casca-
guest."
Oh, okay.
They're growing girls, so it saves me getting eaten out of house and home every freaking day. So be my guest.
All right.
You
That
may want
sounds
to
like
pick
a
up
plan.
some sugar too, because for every bit of tea, there's about 20 times the amount of sugar in each of their cups. So
I would like it that way too.
oh boy.
So we're adventurers. No reaction.
Gabby looks at you and goes, "That's nice." And the tall one, you you just barely hear under her voice go, "Gets you out of this place."
Anyway, we are trying to find Veronica, and she's your friend, right?
Oh yeah, we're her besties. Yeah, we're best friends. All three of us. Well, and Veronica, that's four. Told you need to work on your math. I don't. I'm not going to use it. Yeah, but you can't even do simple stuff like that. That doesn't matter. Leave me alone.
It does matter in the long run. No matter what you wind up doing, you always need to know, especially in our line of work, are you fighting 3 monsters or 4 monsters? Definitely changes the strategy.
You see the tall one look at you, and the short fire plug one says, and the tall one's like I'm gonna fight monsters. Yeah, like that'll happen.
Well, you know what else
If you go-
You know what else counting's good for? Counting your gold.
What's that, Reed?
Counting your gold.
This
You
is
can never-
true.
You can never have too much gold, and depending on what kind of thing you do when you get older, you might get a lot of gold.
This
And if
is
you don't know how to
true.
count it, it goes away very quickly.
Veronica said her father said he was going to get a lot of gold.
Ooh, for what?
Oh, for what?
For her, I think she was be
Bejeweled.
betrothed.
Oh,
Maybe bejeweled.
Oh. Did she mention who she was that word to?
Yeah, it was some old fart in the big city. Barry, I think his name was. Yeah, it was Barry.
wait,
but-
it wasn't the Baron, was it?
Yeah, the Baron. But she didn't want to because she figured he was probably really old and smelly, and her boyfriend Chip was there, so she figured she'd get there and then run off with Chip.
No.
Oh, you shouldn't
Ah.
be telling them that. Then you'll get her in trouble. I will not. They're not going to
We
say
don't
it. You're
want
not going
to
to say
get her
anything,
in-
right?
No, of course not. Absolutely not. We just
See, I
want to
told
make
you.
sure. Yeah, we want to make sure she is safe, and we don't have to bring her back to get married to the Berry Baron. Yeah, that's.
Oh, so we were
just want
right.
to
The
make-
Berry Baron.
Yes, that was very smart. Actually, you should follow your instincts like that.
I think he's just called the Baron.
Not helping.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. Veronica used to make raspberry noises for him.
Raspberry.
he is- Oh, I know
yeah,
that
you
one.
know,
That's
raspberry noises.
like
Oh, yeah, we call that something else, but dwarves are kind of anyway. Yeah, we do that in arm wrestling competitions, huh? And she elbows Reed a little.
yeah, sure. Yes. Oh yeah.
They all look really confused to each other.
So
Anyway,
I don't understand. I'm lost.
it's okay. So do you know where she might be right now? Did she run away to Chip already? Or again, not to get her in trouble, we want to make sure she is safe and alive.
I don't know where she went. Like at first we thought maybe she went to find Chip, but what's she going to do? Like walk? She didn't
Chip's
walk.
all the way in
like-
Seven Rivers, right?
Yeah, like very often she had that handsome guy up at the house bring her down into the town to see us because she wasn't going to walk by herself. She didn't have to
Oh.
work. She just came and hung out. But she was nice about it. She never threw it in our face, but well, yes, she did. Well, she never said anything. Well, she didn't have to because she always had a new dress. She always had a new piece of jewelry.
But a lot of that is her father too, Parents make the kids do that so they look good when they go outside. They don't actually care. I'm sure Veronica would have been fine coming down wearing whatever.
I'm not so sure. Everyone liked Veronica, said the middle girl.
Do you think then you said the handsome guy, is that the guy that drives the handsome, or is he a good-looking guy?
What's a hansom?
Carriage thing? How did she get down here if she didn't walk?
A wagon.
Wagon. Okay. Who drove the wagon?
The guy that her father has work at the house, and he kind of
Okay.
does everything there,
I think we know who that is.
and he watches over Veronica's stepmom.
Watches over the stepmom?
Yeah, because Veronica's father is always out doing business and is away for long periods of time.
If she went by herself, but she wouldn't have gone by herself, is what you are suggesting. She wouldn't have walked.
Walk, yeah, right, Veronica.
This is annoying. Do you have any questions, Reed?
Well, is
I'm a little-
there any place like we hear she used to go into the woods and stuff? Is there any place you can think of where she might be hiding out if she didn't want to go see the Baron and she was hiding from her father, maybe?
When you hide, sometimes you get dirty, and Veronica would not have liked to have been dirty.
Oh.
The other one says, "Oh, you got a point there." She was always so little. The middle one was like, "Oh, she was always a little Miss Perfect."
So
You know,
there was a. Oh wait, what were we gonna say?
Estelle
You know a place?
was acting real weird after she disappeared.
Who's Estelle?
Oh, she used to hang out with us, and then her parents wouldn't let her anymore. They have they have a wheat farm not too far from here. Wheat and corn.
Oh, what's her family name?
Uh,
Does she have
oh.
a family name? Like,
Yeah, Jangle.
Estelle Jangle.
Yeah, the Jangle family.
Great, with a wheat and corn farm. Does Estelle come into the town or not anymore? She stays out at the
Occasionally,
farm.
but she wasn't allowed to hang out with us anymore. Although she might be able to now. Yeah, it's possible, but she just sometimes gets a little weird. Yeah,
did
she
she
acted
do?
real weird. Yeah, what?
Did she do sewing with you, with Miss Minnie?
Yeah, she talked more than she sewed, but and you hear Minnie behind you go, "Well, you all do that."
I don't
When
know.
you
It looks
say
like you've all accomplished a lot of sewing. Looking around.
You see the woman behind the counter, Minnie, just kind of rolls her eyes and goes, "All of those would be me." Do you
you have a very
like stitchery, young man?
I mean, I never really thought about it, but I do always wear caps, and if you have a neat cap, I might like one.
I'll
Because
see what I can do.
I have this little, and I show the gem. I have this little thing I try to hide.
You're not supposed to show it if you're hiding it.
The woman Minnie, her eyes go a little wide, and all the girls go, "That must be worth thousands."
Maybe, but it doesn't come off right now, so I'm just kind of hiding it.
You have to keep that a secret. Okay, promise you will keep that a secret.
They look at each other.
We are bringing you food, so you keep it a secret.
Oh, okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Otherwise,
yeah.
we will get Veronica in trouble. We will make sure she comes back and marries the old fart.
That's not very nice.
Exactly. You must keep it a secret.
We keep a secret, and
Don't-
everybody's nice.
Exactly. See, that's how it works.
The middle girl kind of goes, "How did this turn around where she's putting this on us? I don't know. It seems kind of weird."
Okay, I can explain why.
Meanwhile, the little fire plug girl goes, I don't see the problem. I mean, we probably had something to do with it.
No.
Shut up, Gabby.
You
weren't
haven't
even
done anything
here.
wrong. No. You haven't done anything wrong. I can explain. When we were in Seven Rivers, some people saw this little guy here, and they I think they were
They
going
all
to try and
lean
pry it
in
from
and squint at it.
they were going to try and pry it from my head, and it probably would have killed me. So some people act very strange when they see it, and it I probably shouldn't have showed it, and it could be risky. So, for my safety, please don't tell anybody.
He won't tell anybody. Cross our hearts. And they all
Reed,
go,
Reed
yeah.
leans Reed leans over to Nikita. They're gonna tell everybody. I messed up.
Yeah, I think so. Do you want to go get the food now, or
Sure, I'll go get the food if you want to ask them anything else.
Minnie says,
I would-
did you have any other questions for the girls before you go?
briefly about Estelle, and then we'll bring the food back if that is okay?
Oh, that's fine.
Uh, you mentioned Estelle could be a little weird sometimes. How so?
Well, she was always jealous of Veronica, said the tall one. She was always nice and sweet to her face, but if Veronica wasn't here, boy, she could talk a blue streak. Always about the clothes and the jewelry and the boyfriends and because all the guys always liked Veronica all through school.
That is tough. I hate those ones, don't you?
And all three of them just kind of slowly nod their head. Yeah.
All right. So, you tell us where the farm is, Estelle's Jangle Farm, and we will go get your food.
Okay, the girls all start talking at the same time, telling different things and everything. Minnie goes, girls, just go in the kitchen, try to get some work done. The food will be here. We'll take care of you. I'll tell them where to go. Okay, Miss Cassavetes. Thank you, Miss Cassavetes.
It
Yeah.
was good to meet you.
And
Thank you very much
without
for
even
helping.
turning, hands go.
And keeping your mouths shut, da?
Minnie says, young man, come here a minute.
Am I in trouble? What?
No, I'm trying
Okay.
to save you from trouble. If you are smart, do not let Silas see that forehead. Just
What
don't.
exactly is wrong with Silas? Is he like a really bad guy?
That's kind of the word around that he is, and he's ruined quite a few people's lives. But I'm not one to talk out of school, so
He's not a murderer, is he?
depends how far you want to stretch that definition, actually. But I've said too much. The Jangle Farm.
Da.
Yes.
They were right. Estelle's a weird kid. Kind of face like a hog. Not very attractive girl. Kind of face like a hog. Temperament like a boar. Yeah, not very pleasant. You know, who am I to... That's just between us.
Of course.
And she gives you directions on what road will take you out to the farm. But she said, yeah, if you're smart, keep that head covered.
I got it. Yep. I messed up. I know. I shouldn't show people that. I got it. Thank you, Miss Minnie.
Thank you, Miss Minnie. We will go get the silence food now.
Oh yeah, wait, what do they normally eat at tea time?
Sometimes I make cookies. Sometimes I make cakes. Sometimes it's just bread and honey.
Did you have anything made already?
No, because they haven't done squat today. They haven't done squat all week.
Oh.
They're just sitting in there and yapping and acting miserable and picking on each other. And
Teenagers.
they're good girls. They just don't know it yet.
We can certainly bring snacks. Where should we get those?
Yeah.
Not from Mr. Sunnyday, because he's a jerk. Unless it's the only place to get food.
He's a good person. He's just had a hard time of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, don't be too hard on him. Let's see. The general store will usually have something. Nothing like, not a lot of like. You can get some sweets there, and that the girls would definitely like. If you go over to the supply, the farmer's supply, sometimes they have some baked goods in the back, but you have to ask for them, and they don't always have them. But probably the easiest thing would be the sweets at the general store. Although I'll be honest with you, I don't like to give the girls too much too many sweets because they end up bouncing off the walls and just. You think they don't get anything done now? You should see them with a head full of sugar.
All right.
Well,
We will do our
we'll
best.
we'll see what we can get them.
Ah, do you want to check
Farm
the general
supply.
stores? Oh, farm supply first. See if they got the baked goods.
Okay, you head.
Reed pretty much runs across the square.
Okay, it kind of looks like a manger almost, but there's all sorts of kind of farming equipment and stuff outside, new and used from the looks of it. And inside you can see shelves of different things. And then there's what appears to be a barn right behind it that just the doors are open and you can see stacks of bags of things and like big bags of you're not sure what. As well as more equipment and things like that. But just, it seems to be there's buckets of things, bags of things in this barn in the back. Yeah, you see some people with carts and horses out front waiting to get loaded. Their carts to get loaded and things like that. There's a young man who's kind of running around like a chicken with his head cut off, trying to take care of about 5 people at once. In the back, you can see a woman kind of through a little window. Seems to be doing it. Has looks like white powder on her face, stuff like that.
She must be baking.
She is very likely baking. Can I try to get the young man's attention?
Give me a persuasion check.
Can it be intimidation?
Yeah.
If you want it to be intimidation, you can.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
You kind of like try to wave him down, and he's like, "I'll be right with you in a minute, sir, Madam. I'll
Baked
be with you
goods.
in a moment."
Are the baked goods ready now?
This is farming supply.
Don't you sometimes have baked goods?
Talk to Bertha.
Okay. You got it. And we go talk to Bertha with the flour hopefully on her face, not cocaine.
Say hello to my little friend.
Bertha's insane.
Has a chainsaw, and she said, "I'm just cutting the pies." You see her just kind of brushing hair out of her way, and there's like a poof of white powder as she's doing it. And it looks like from where you see like maybe she might be rolling out some dough or something like that.
We approach Bertha.
You approach the
you-
window because that's kind of all you
Okay.
can see at the moment.
Oh, is the window open or closed?
There's no glass, right? It's just an opening in
it's-
the wall behind
Okay.
a counter.
Hello, Bertha. We hear sometimes you have baked goods.
Head goes up and looks through and says, "Yeah, who are you?"
My
I'm
name is
Reed.
Nikita. That's Reed. And we hear you make great baked goods.
That's very kind of you. I have a little bit of shortbread already done, but I was going to be making more, but it won't be for a while. But I've got a little bit,
How much is a little bit?
probably a tin's worth.
We'll take it.
The whole tin?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
I don't know how much that is.
We're about to find out, and I'm thinking you will have no problem finishing it.
Give me 3 silver and I'll give it to you, I guess.
3 silver it is. Reaches into her purse, pulls out 3 silver. Is the window very high? Do I have to jump to get it up there? a
You don't
little?
have to jump. You just kind of reach up on tippy toes, and she hands down like an actual tin that's probably about, maybe almost a foot each side.
Nice. I look at the... Spasiba. Thank you very much, Bertha. Okay. We decide now
Bye.
how much you can eat. Bye. How much you
Bye.
can eat and how much you give to the girls.
Okay.
Is there a lid that I can open
Yep.
to show Reed?
Yep.
So I open the lid and we look in. What do we
Okay.
see?
It looks to be a folded linen cloth. Right at the level of the top of the tin.
Reed
All right,
reaches
open
in
the
and
cloth.
And
he starts
Go
to
ahead.
open the cloth and he's like, "This cloth is in the way of the food."
The cloth is warm.
Yes.
And you move the cloth, and you immediately get kind of a little poof of hot air in your face from it being released, and a very strong smell of butter.
Excellent.
And you
I think
open
we
it
should
up,
call it.
and it's the shortbread's cut into basically squares that are like 2 inches on each side, and the tin is kind of almost full of them. So there's quite a bit in here.
Are there multiple layers of
Mhm.
the? How many layers
3.
can we tell? 3 layers. Okay. How many squares per layer? Wait, you said 2 inches. I can do this.
Yes.
Okay,
So there's
6 by
36 squares a layer.
36 squares a layer.
And
You get 18.
those girls thought we would never need math, right?
That's what I'm saying, you see? Always need math. You take 18, I take 18. That's the quality check. We take the rest of the tin to them.
That sounds
Okay.
good. They'll still get a lot, right?
Oh, they're
that would
going
be
to
a
get
lot.
36 times 2. A lot.
Okay.
72? Yeah. So Nikita immediately shoves a 2-inch square in her face and is just happily marching back to the.
Okay, it is crunchy, it is buttery, it is exceedingly good.
As we're walking across the square, Reed is like eating a piece, and he says to Nikita, "This investigating stuff's pretty easy."
This isn't bad. Maybe we should look into doing this more often instead of going into sewers. Damn.
This is
She
definitely
shoves
better
another
than
piece
sewer.
in your face.
Oh, wait.
So weird.
Do we
What?
need to get tea?
Now, that's just
Oh, okay.
like plants and water. I think Miss Minnie can handle that.
Okay. All right.
We're giving them a whole tin. Get it? A whole tin of shortbread, and even Miss Minnie can have some. Then they will go into food comas.
So you make it back to Minnie Castavetti's house of
Mhm.
stitchery. She goes, "Oh, you're back awfully quick."
We've
We brought
already,
goodies.
whatever's left of our layer, we've put it in our own pockets. Whatever we
Okay.
couldn't shove in our face.
Definitely
Okay.
hiding it.
We come bearing shortbread, fresh. And I shoved the tin at her.
Oh, the girls will love this. This is Bertha's, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Oh boy. Sure you want to waste this on the girls? My God.
Oh,
You can have some too.
Oh,
yeah.
thank you. And immediately the
Yeah.
hand goes in and takes out a shortbread. Just kind of closes her eyes, and you can see her kind of drift off to someplace special. And
Can
she
we-
just
can we hear
slowly
the-
crunches?
Can we hear the girls in the back room?
Oh yeah. They seem to be kind of. You're not sure if they're arguing or debating or just talking. Is tough to tell.
Reed will just kind of holler down the hallway. We brought goodies, but you need to finish your sewing stuff. Yeah.
That's right. Good job, Reed.
You hear the sound of squeaking chairs and everything, and then and all three kind of slide into the room,
Like
and they have
velociraptors.
like canvases and stitches and like string, like yarn is tied around them, like, and they're like, "We got it. Where's the stuff?"
I
I'm
just
still
kinda
holding
point
the
to the
tin
tin.
in front of Minnie, and I'm like, make sure you finish.
Minnie goes, "I'll bring it in a bit. Get some more done. Michelle, you're still exactly where I left you when you came in this morning." And Michelle's going, "Yeah? You think that's okay? Yeah?" And he just rolls her eyes and says, "Thank you. These shortbread are wonderful. Get in the kitchen, you." And they all kind of
Which
like
one is Michelle? Is Michelle the fire plug?
the tall one. The tall,
Michelle's the
thin
tall
one with
one.
the long dark hair and the
Gotcha.
kind of droopy dog eyes.
Thank you again for your help, girls. Work hard, learn your maths.
You just hear one of them kind of go, yeah, 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 learn my butt.
Can I throw a dagger
Reed
at
looks
them,
at
Reed?
no. No weapons. No weapons.
Can I throw you at them?
I mean, you could, but that might hurt.
This is true. This is true. Priorities. Holy crap, I hate kids. Okay. I'm going to turn around and leave.
Where do you go next?
Bojangles Farm.
Yep, Jangles Farm. Is that on the way to Sir Gaius, or are we going the
Oh,
opposite
it's
direction?
outside of the village and down a country road.
What time of day is it?
It's kind of early
Tea time.
afternoon to mid-afternoon.
Early afternoon. Okay.
Tea time. It's always tea time.
Do we think we can get there in time before the sun sets if we walk, or should we? What do you think, Reed? Did it sound like a long way?
It didn't
Is
sound
it a
like
long
that
way?
far. Did Minnie hint at how far it was?
Not really. She just told you what road to take, and when you start seeing the mailboxes, you'll see the one with the Jangle name on it.
I mean, we could start walking in that direction, and if we don't get somewhere in maybe a half hour or so, we could just come back.
Okay.
Okay, so you start heading out the road. You get out of town. You go through the section of road that has trees on either side. Out, you're heading east out into the countryside. Like, you pass some of these fields on your way in. Up, you can see them in the distance. So you get this road.
These weren't the fields with the. They weren't the fields with the disgusting scarecrows, right?
Yes.
And the what? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh god.
Are the scarecrows still there?
You see occasional scarecrows in the middle of fields on either side.
Gross.
Each one's different, but strangely similar a little bit.
Remind me to ask the Jangles if they know anything about these crazy friggin' scarecrows.
The giant
with
wasps
bees.
and the giant wasp thing.
Giant
Yeah.
wasps. Ah. Shoves another shortcake in her mouth.
So
Are we gonna save any of these for Gaius and Eldred and Butt Trumpet? Okay.
I like how you just no.
I was thinking the same thing, but okay.
Now, it's not going to make it. You must eat these when they are fresh. They will not.
I agree. Yes.
We can always buy more. It's only 3 silver. That is a pretty good price. She said she was making more. We can buy some on the way back in for them. Ha ha!
Ah, yes. That's a great
There we
idea.
go.
So you head out, and then you head down the road, and you see kind of hills in the far distance and fields, and you see every now and then in the distance you see a house or a barn here or there. You go about a half hour, and you're still just like on the road. And as you're walking, we will switch back to Gaius. Gaius, sir. So after you left the Worthingtons furniture business, where did you go?
I have a general idea where some of the people have gone. I know they obviously remembered that they had to head to the seamstress because that's where the girls worked.
Obviously.
And all that. So but I
Elementary.
figure they're probably, by the time I got there, they're probably done. So I guess I'll poke my head in over at Sunny Day, the inn, to see if they have come back or not.
You get in there, and you see 3 familiar faces at the bar, all drinking. Clifford says, "Did you need more information? I'm a little hungry, so if you need more information, you let me know."
I will keep that in mind, my friend. I will keep that in mind. But
We're here to serve.
I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Have you seen the one with the winged helmet and the other short one with a bandana or usually a hat of some kind come in while you guys were drinking today?
You guys see anybody with wings on their head?
Helmet. It's
Nope.
like a helmet, wings, whatever. Okay.
Ah,
So they
yeah,
haven't come
helmet.
back.
They're like, nope, nope. Haven't seen much of anybody today.
Okay. All right. At which point, Gaius just probably like writes a note, like out back, and then puts it on his door. Goes back down to Mr. Sunnyday.
He just kind of looks at you and says, "Did you want a drink?"
Actually, that elderberry wine you said you have. Do you have just like a full bottle, still corked and everything?
He reaches below and he goes, "I had a feeling you might be back." Takes a big jug, puts it on the bar, and says, "Would you like a glass?"
How much is the jug? I've got some shit to work out in my head, and some praying to do.
I can just keep it coming if you want to sit in the corner. It's kind of dark over there.
Ah, you know what? That sounds good. Yes, pour me, you know what? Pour me two. That way you don't have to make the trip immediately.
As you can
And
see, I'm not exactly up to my knees in patrons at the moment. So I'll just keep an eye out, and I'll just keep coming over and filling you up.
I appreciate that very much, Mr.
No
Sunnyday. Yes,
problem.
and so Gaius is just going to go in the corner and probably. This is him going to be reaching out to Bacchus and looking for guidance because as he's found more and more information out since he's gotten to town, it has gotten way more complicated than this is a lost girl. There is layers here that is not that he doesn't necessarily feel prepared for.
Roll me a percentage die, please. So you're sitting there and you're drinking the wine. He gave you one mug,
Mm-hmm.
one goblet, and it's just as good as you remember before. It's the inn's kind of dark. There's, when someone opens up a door, the daylight comes in. There's a couple candles around the bar, so um, you see Clifford and Norman and Sam over there sitting and having their drinks, and Mr. Sunnyday is going around wiping tables and glasses and such. What are you sitting there thinking about as you're sitting there and enjoying your wine?
He's asking for clarity, for maybe not guidance, but just sometimes a helping hand with putting him in the right direction because he feels like this is going to end in a moral quandary where he doesn't feel unconfident enough finding out what happened to her, but the people that he's basically employed by seem less and less reputable by the conversation. But also, then he's seeing these people where we're getting information from possibly doing things illegal. Now, he just he's terrified of making the morally wrong choice because before he's had people in his past when he was just making his decisions, they were less than great. But then once he became an acolyte and found his faith to a certain extent, he had the structures of his religion to help guide him. But those are gone now. He can't even find them in a major city. So he doesn't he's looking for to the one place where he kind of still can feels like he could potentially trust, which is in his god, in Bacchus, and
Okay.
hoping that he will guide him a little bit because he knows that he is not perfect and he has made bad choices in the past. He thinks he's made better now, but those were a lot more obvious. It's like, oh, that's a monster, destroy it. Oh, that's a bandit, stop them. This feels way more complex of an issue that he is going to be dealing with, and he's not sure if he's ready for it. So
Okay.
that's kind of what he is teaching. It's like, Bacchus, this is not your area of expertise, nor is it mine. I have somehow drunkenly, apparently, stumbled into this. There is a girl gone, and it may be of her own volition, it may not be. I'm not asking you to solve my problem. All that I beg is for clarity, so that when I do make a decision, I make it with as much information as I can possibly have. And that's basically what's kind of like almost a mantra running through his head.
You're thinking that, and Sunny Day comes over and fills your goblet again, and you hear, "Tell him he forgot to bring the second goblet."
Uh, Mr. Sunnyday, you forgot the second goblet, sir.
Oh, that's right. You asked for that, didn't you? Okay, I'll give me a second. And you hear that voice again go, "You might also want to ask him about the good wine. The wine in the cellar."
Thank you, Bacchus.
You, excuse me, Sunny Day says before he leaves.
Oh, I was just sorry. I was in a meditation cleric thing. I was wondering, Mr. Sunnyday, do you have good wine, like maybe in the cellar?
Give me a perception check. 20.
Aha! Yes, excellent.
He's kind of that flat face, that flat line look until you say perhaps in the cellar. And the eyes go wide for like just a second. And he says, "I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about, sir."
Okay. Well,
And that voice says, "Tell him, his own collection."
oh, well, it's like your own private collection. Every owner has one of those.
Sunny Day looks at you hard for just a few seconds, too long to make you comfortable, and then turns around and goes back to the bar.
Just to keep drinking my wine. Do you want me to pour the other one out for you or something, or just consume it quicker or something?
What the hell are you talking about? I can drink my own wine once it arrives.
Once it arrives. Wait, hold on. I'm looking around. Is there somebody in the corner with me?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, there is. Sitting next to you, kind of, is, you're not exactly sure how to describe it, but it kind of looks like an anorexic elephant. And it's pink, kind of like a dirtyish pink. It's got very watery, glassy eyes with bags underneath them. It's wearing... Gaius wouldn't recognize this, but Chris would. It looks like a gray business suit with the collar open and the tie loose. And over his head are like 3 soap bubbles that are like blue and green, that occasionally the top one will pop and another littler one will rise up from its head.
Oh dear, I forgot I haven't eaten today.
And he just
Guys, kind of just like
tired
with his finger just slowly starts to just try and like poke him. Does he make contact, or is it kind of like a pass-through thing?
You make contact.
I apologize. I just need to make sure. Oh, okay. This is a very vivid one. All right. How much wine did I just drink? How long has this been? This is only the second one, right?
What are you talking about?
Okay. Well, thanks for the advice. We've really creeped out the bartender.
And as you say that, he comes and kind of plops down the second goblet and pours it for you and just kind of gives you a dirty look and then heads back to the bar.
Thanks, Mr. Sunny Day. I pray God he's not poisoning this stuff. Anywho, here you go.
And your new friend kind of reaches over with a big elephantine hand that actually has very thick gray fingers with big white fingernails that are just kind of stubby, grabs the goblet, pulls it over and goes, Bacchus, I need this.
Am I right? Wait, hold on. Do you work for that guy?
You could
Or are
say
you
that.
just... Oh, excellent. Hey, I have a quick question then.
That's
Where the
why
hell...
I thought I was called here.
Where is everybody else at? All the other Bacchanites, Baccanese, Bacca, whatever. You know what? I never actually learned the plural of that. I think I forgot about it. Well, there's the Bach ladies and the Bach dude. I don't. Actually, we don't really care about pronouns. We're all Bachans. Balkans, that's what it is. I knew I'd get it sooner or later.
Sounds like
Where
an
they-
80s metal band from Finland.
It could possibly be. Or Sweden.
Or Sweden.
Either that or a really wild Rastafarian band. Anyway. Yeah, do you know where, like, the rest of my people are? The Balkans? I went to Seven Rivers. Nobody was there. My abbey? Everybody gone. Do you know?
That's,
Oh, shit. I forgot. I'm Gaius. You're...
You already named me. Stupid name, but I'm stuck with it.
I named you?
Yeah.
Oh no. Was I drinking?
I hope
Oh,
so.
obviously
You're
I
a
was
priest
drinking.
of Bacchus.
Oh, man. I named... Oh, it was bad, wasn't it?
How would
I'm
you
really
like
bad
to
at
go
naming
through
things.
life now being called Bubbles?
Oh, because the bubbles over the head. I am so not creative when I've been drinking as much as I probably was. Wait, are you just a hallucination, Bubbles? You gotta tell me.
Do I look
Otherwise,
like
that's
a
entrapment.
hallucination to you?
No, you look like a pink elephant in a very stylish...
It looks like a crumpled suit. It looks like he might have slept in it for a couple days.
I'm being polite. In a once was very stylish suit.
Roll. I will roll another
Yeah.
history check for you, Gaius.
Oh, yeah. And don't worry about adding any modifiers to that one. That is just a
Okay.
straight...
Yeah,
one.
no, you should have.
A
Why?
natural 1. So you don't remember
Oh, no.
much of anything. He says,
Oh.
yeah, you... Stoat's Hull, I guess I couldn't expect anything better than Bubbles. But, you know.
Oh, my dear. I am... And puts his hand on the shoulder. So sorry. Would you like a different name?
I'm kind
you
of
like a
stuck
nickname?
with it now. All the paperwork, I think, has been filled out.
Oh, we can just short it to Bub.
Bub's fine.
Yeah, Bub. This is great. Oh, I got a new friend named Bub, and apparently only I can see. Oh. So you didn't get me killed, right, Bub? With all this divine information that we just kind of slipped toward the bartender?
I'm not here to kill you.
I know you're not here to kill me. This is more of like, hey, I did a thing, and then the cleric got poisoned again. Ugh, excuse me.
I'm not here to poison you either.
Oh no, I'm poisoning myself. Anyway, we got really distracted. Oh God, Bob, what the hell were we talking about? Oh yeah, I was looking for clarity, and you told me to tell the guy about his private wine cellar. So what was that
Got
about,
some
Bob?
good stuff there.
Oh, it's like it's just giving me elderberry. I mean, the elderberry was fine. Where are they getting the good stuff? There's no vineyards around here.
Yeah, it's all pretty old from what I remember hearing.
Oh, wait, wait, hold on. You could track the vintages of the wine. This is great. Is this old Forest Grove wine,
Oh,
bud?
it's not
Bub?
Forest Grove. It's from all over the area.
Oh, holy crap! That's
He
awesome.
used to collect.
This guy, Sunny Day,
Yep.
he needs to start drinking more. He is miserable. You know what I say when you're
That's
sad?
a long story.
Drink it. Oh, you know it?
I know a lot of things.
Can you at least give me like the short? like the version I might remember when this conversation is trying to be recalled later.
I will give you the version that you already know by telling you you already know the answer to that.
Oh, so the answer was inside me all along. Wait, that doesn't fucking make any sense.
It does if you think.
Wait, hold on. Well, technically, if my religion is within inside me, that means sometimes you are in. Nope, not going to go down that path.
I'm only here to help. The romance is your own affair.
I got that on lockdown, man. I am awful at it. I
Most of
pretend
us
I'm good
are.
at it. So you just gotta find the person you're awful with.
That's
Don't worry, bud.
actually pretty enlightened.
I know. I think I read it on a coupon or one of these pamphlets I got. I don't even know where these came from.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Oh, you give me the pamphlets? I was wondering where
I
the hell all these pamphlets were coming from.
I've been looking over you Gaius for a while.
Like, can you give me a round estimate on when you started looking after me? Because if it was before the whole becoming a cleric thing, we have to have a chit chat because I made some
Oh no, it was
real
after
bad
that.
mistakes. Oh, okay.
You don't get me until after you've established your yourself.
Mm, excellent. Oh, mm.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's. You know what? I don't think I should be consuming this many elderberries.
Oh, the
Ah, fuck.
elderberries are fine.
Yeah.
It's the poison the woman who makes it also makes that you have to be careful of.
Ah. Does she do the poison and the wine in the same place?
On occasion, but that's a side business, I believe.
Oh, cool. Oh, it would be sick if we got like poison for Reed's daggers or something. That's totally a rogue thing. Let me get out a notebook real quick, and he like drops it on the floor, picks it back up, takes out a.
As you're down there, you notice he's got these two big elephantine feet with the really wrinkly legs sticking out
Oh,
from the really wrinkly trousers with the big white nails kind of just plop there, and he's just man spreading there underneath the table.
ugh, okay. And at that point, guys like whacks his head on the bottom of the table. Ah, Sparkus, damn it. Anyway, what the hell was I? I forget now. And puts the notebook away. So, Bub,
Yep.
so I guess you got any more like mind blowers for me while we're here? Like something more clarify. Hey, quick question. Do you know where Veronica is? Because that would save us so much trouble. Like a general ping. You can give me a compass position, perhaps. Oh, I've seen this thing. Could you make her like a spear of light, like just fire off into the sky and hover there until I get to the destination? Or superimpose a little map in the corner of my vision and have a pointer going toward her or something.
Consider it done, but not in your vision. You have to find it.
A compass, though?
Yeah, it
Oh,
actually
all
was
right.
already made.
The compass was in me all along. Wait,
That would be really disgusting with this compass.
I mean, it could be a little compass.
It is a little compass, but
Oh, all right.
well, when you find it, you'll understand.
Oh, good. I'm glad we're not being vague at all. Um,
There's rules I have to follow and limitations.
oh yeah, it's the same thing. Like sometimes I have to tell Reed you can't always just eat cookies. You got to have
Uh,
limitations because I'm almost certain you die if you eat too many of those.
well, that's what bacon's for, right?
Bacon's. Oh no, that's. I'm almost certain that hurts you just as. Hey, you know what? We probably should just pot calling the kettle black here when we're talking about killing ourselves with things. Um. Oh shit.
Wait a minute. I
Uh,
didn't know
I,
this was an intervention.
well, no intervention. No, we didn't plan that for Reed yet.
Oh, okay.
But I was having a serious. I wanted to have a serious sit down. That much lard is gross. And
I'm sitting. We're halfway there.
you know what? I'll make sure I reach out to you when we break the news to him that he cuts back on his fatty foods. It's for his own good. I'll try introducing more spinach and grapes and stuff into his diet.
Wow, wine is good for the heart
I hear, in moderation.
in many ways, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. It's helped me out of
So
a pickle.
you
And get pickled.
pickles,
I like
pickles
well,
and
no,
wine just don't sound.
no,
good.
no. It helped me out of a pickle.
You were
It's
stuck in a
sort of-
pickle.
It's a turn of phrase meaning I had problems, and then using my magic mojo with wine powers kind of got out of them. And then, excuse me, another term for being soused, drunk, inebriated, intoxicated, shit-faced is being pickled.
You forgot embalmed.
Oh, that I think is the one where you're dead. But I guess you could do that, yeah.
So-
yeah, if you're real morbid about it.
This has been really. I think I
Confusing.
need more wine. This has been fascinating, but I thought you called me for a reason.
Oh shit! Yeah, I was clarity, my friend.
Yes, please, another goblet of clarity.
Uh, two, sunny day. It's the sunny day. I did
He
two.
looks over and says, and comes over with the goblet, with the jug, looks at both goblets and is like, okay, and pours both of them and looks at you again kind of suspiciously and then turns around and goes back to the bar.
He's just a sourpuss. I really wish I knew what was crawled up his ass and died.
You already
And
know.
A compass?
No.
Ah, wait.
No, that's a different thing.
Wait, hold on. Did he get buggered by Mariner over some business deal?
I'll leave you to work that out.
God, that guy is a bad word that I'm worried I'm going to say some really inappropriate things now in the state I have gotten myself in. Anyway, Bob, to clarity, because that's now the thing you got to give me.
That's right. I need a good glass of clarity, and he starts drinking again. So you've had a lot of questions, I've noticed.
Well, you know, usually I had friends and associates when I was at the Abbey to help, you know, fill in the gaps. There were books to read and all that, and I've kind of been on the road for a bit. And let's just say I have an excellent friend group. And sometimes, you know, I can reach out to them for moral support and whatnot, but we're all kind of new, if you get my drift at this. Oddly
Aren't we
enough,
all?
I actually might be the most experienced because I at least did that magical artifact hunting for the Abbey back in the day before I went out on my own, kind of more, or should I say, more got left to my own devices. Or abandoned. However you want to phrase it.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah, it's Tomatillo. Are we not naming different things?
It kind of gets us off track again, but okay.
Oh, clarity. We're here for clarity.
Ah, yeah, cheers.
Yes.
That's
As my
good
one
clarity.
friend says, Nostravia or something. Ugh. Mm. Anyway, clarity. My
Yes.
large friend. I need to
Was
make
there a
good moral.
question on that?
So, we're looking for a little girl. Veronica, you said you know stuff. We're looking for Veronica Marner. Her dad seems like a douche. I have a feeling that ultimately we will be able to find her. I'm looking for clarity, I guess, on. I want to make sure I make a morally good decision. Because I see the townspeople maybe doing things that aren't good. The business guy, Marner, he seems like a douche because he definitely tried to buy a business even before the old man got buried properly. And then the governor, who seemed like a real chill dude, except for being like super overly protective of himself, apparently made a similar thing, which also kind of now is making me question him a bit. But then, of course, the townspeople are obviously smuggling something out at certain points, and that is just not necessarily a bad. I mean, if they're evading taxes, I could really give two shits. But if there's like, I don't know, the corpses of children in those boxes, I kind of need to care about that. I'm giving worst case scenario here, or
Well,
okay, uh, if it's
I'll tell
crops,
you
I could.
this. Children's corpses aside, that isn't in this conversation.
Oh, thank Bacchus.
But you've actually answered your own question there with everything you've just said. You just have to put the pieces to kick into each other.
All right, but so I guess, well, like I said, so I got the clarity to a certain extent.
And as far as the girl goes,
Yes, that why I'm here,
you
or to right here, but not here in the world is an existential question here. I'll get to that later. Sorry, I'm just clarity drinking.
cheers. So here another
Mm-hmm.
sip of clarity. Okay. As far as the girl goes, you've spoken to one good source of information that can help you,
Okay, quick
and you haven't
clarification on
spoken to another good source.
quick qualification. Oh shit, qualification. I personally haven't spoken to the good source, or I've spoken to the good source, or someone in my party has, because I know some of them are talking to some people now.
All of you.
Excellent. All right. So that may or may not
And your
narrow it.
little blue friend is on to something also.
I think she's taking a nap or training with Eldred right now. I won't bother them until after our palaver is done.
I'm going to need a lot more wine before I'm forced to palaver.
Oh, we're already doing it, bud. It's just another word for conversation and storytelling.
Oh, I was in a
What the
totally
hell?
different direction.
Man, you gotta get your mind out of the gutter, Bubs. Gotta
Have
get
you
yourself on a.
seen the people who worship Bacchus?
Yeah, man, we're good folk. Granted, I was in an abbey and kind of cloistered for a bit, but they were relatively. There was that. I mean, there was that one dickbag. I'm almost certain may or may not have poisoned me that one time. But aside from him, everybody else was fine.
I
I mean, we're a little
you're
wild
you're
at times.
you're you're not the 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 median follower.
Are you? Am I
I
higher or lower than the
in
median?
this world and the others.
Wait, what?
What?
Other worlds?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh
Yeah, we're
fuck!
short-handed. I've got to cover wherever I'm needed.
Oh god! Oh, my mind was literally expanded. Oh, you did that by accident too. Oh, bu- uh, okay, Bubs. Anyway, yeah. So I'm not median. I always imagine myself a median.
Nah,
Lower.
not even a little bit.
I'm actually high on the scale.
I wouldn't say high, but you're in the upper upper, the
Extra
bigger
medium?
part. Extra medium,
Yeah.
you know,
I always figure myself an
Pittsburgh
extra medium.
rare, whatever you want to call it.
What's a Pittsburgh?
I think it's something that goblins get between their toes.
Oh! Anyway, thanks for these knowledge nuggets you're dropping on me. Ugh.
That's a good description of it.
Yeah, it's exactly. I chose my words actually wisely that time.
So, Gaius,
Bub.
you have all the information to answer some of your questions, and you have the opportunities to answer other questions.
Oh.
And you have not yet touched upon the reality of the situation.
You see? That sounds like it's a clarity issue, Bub.
Ah, clarity again. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, you said
You can learn a lot from history.
get the notebook out again. It falls, but luckily it falls on the table this time. He's like, oh, let's learn from history. Also, my friend name is Bubbles. Do not forget. What was that? Oh, yeah. Elderberry poison. Well, Bub, I think you've helped me out a bunch, bud.
I know I have. That's
I
why I
well,
came to talk to you. You called,
and
and you know,
you answered. This is fantastic. You know what you did, bud? Bub, bud, bud, bub, You know
he
what you did
goes,
for me,
"I'm
my
really
friend?
sorry," and he looks down where he was sitting and goes, "Sometimes that happens."
I don't even want to address that. I'm going to not acknowledge that comment and continue to thank you because you know what you did, my friend?
Yeah, but you don't want to talk about it.
The other thing, you've helped reinforce my faith in Bacchus. And that maybe I don't need the structure of other humans and, well, other sentient beings that live on my planet that built a structure telling me what is right and wrong.
Wow, that got really deep.
Yeah, listen, sometimes when I have had a few too many, I get real philosophical.
Real
In
feel,
fact,
you
annoyingly
really
so.
feel the sophica. Huh?
Nope, that's you. You almost, I think you're intentionally misconstruing my words, aren't you,
No,
Bubs?
I try to construe the words into like a sentience.
Oh, okay, you're
But
just that.
you mentioned Bacchus.
Yeah.
You haven't talked to him recently, have you?
You know, I've been trying to reach out to him, but it just hasn't like connected. Granted, the couple weeks when I was in the city, it was like wild. Now, granted, you know, I did my rites. Tried. I was actually in some other person's church, definitely converting people and proselytizing, and doing good and attributing it to him. Uh, the prayers were a little few and far between, but ever since I was able to get out of that city and get closer to nature and hit like the vineyards, the stuff that I used to do in the abbey, I've had more time, like when riding on the road and to think about things, sitting by the campfire at night. That here now doing this, just because I guess when I got to Seven Rivers, I thought I was going to have my answers. I was going to have answers because there was supposed to be people there. There's supposed to be other clerics. There's supposed to be a church. There's no one. And when that happened, I felt, I won't lie, adrift. But you,
It's
Bubs,
on brand.
yeah, well, but this is good. This has been good for me, apparently.
That's what I'm here for.
This is apparently a very healthy conversation I'm having, despite the irony of what I'm doing to myself at the moment.
You are worshiping at the altar of clarity.
But yeah. Oh, damn. All right. This juice is getting real strong.
He says, I have others I have to watch over and intervene into their little lives. So if there is nothing else, and he kind of gets up and sways a little bit.
I don't think so, unless you think you've got something to tell me that I'm not aware of that I should be asking.
I told you all those things you weren't aware of, but were right there.
Yes, one more question. I was just making sure we covered all our bases. I wonder where that phrase comes from. Bases.
Bases?
Yeah, I don't. Where the hell?
I know what world that comes from.
Wait, did I just quote something from somewhere else?
That's another time for another story.
Oh my god, where have I gone when I've been binge drinking? And I think, I think that was a good conversation. Yes, oh god.
He finishes up his goblet, puts it down, and says, "Lots of luck there, Gaius." And he kind of just stumbles and strays and wanders, sometimes just barely keeping his balance, the little bubbles popping over his head. Gets to the door, puts a hand on the side, looks over, and just kind of goes. And as he does that, a cat wanders in, looks up at him, and continues on. And then he just kind of stumbles out.
I know they were magical. Anyway. What is this? Some good stuff. I think I'll just do... Well, what's that?
Go on.
This is a sunny day. Just one more. Just a single.
He comes over, fills you up, and says, "No problem."
Is he still giving me the stink eye? Well, more so than normal.
He's kind of giving you that kind of flatline look, but on the unpleasant end of the spectrum.
Okay, this is a sunny day. As Cleric of Bacchus, one of the things I can do, if you so choose, I can bless the wine you have in your place. And this elderberry is of a decent quality, but it will make, if you have just crap wine, better. People will enjoy it more. You could probably sell it for more. But also, if you just would like a blessing.
You're the only person who drinks wine in this place that has for a while.
Really?
Yes.
What is with this part of the world?
He just kind of shakes his head and turns around and goes back to the bar.
Okay. Thank you again for your prompt service.
Hand goes up.
Oh my god, he reacted. Bacchus, you see that? I'm winning him over.
And with that, we will head over to Reed and Nikita, who have been walking down a dirt road between fields for the past half hour to 45 minutes. And still have not kind of hit any place yet.
I think I'm going to run out of bread soon. Is that our sign to turn back?
That sounds like the perfect sign to turn back. Is today the day of the party, or is that tomorrow?
I was kind of counting on Gaius to tell me about that, but maybe today? Tomorrow? I don't know. Yeah.
Well, hopefully tomorrow, because we're probably going to be late if it's today. We haven't seen any...
I didn't even think of that. You think we should rush back?
Oh.
Are you physically capable of rushing back?
Paul.
Of course.
Just a timeline check. Am I currently having my divine intervention, or is that already passed at this point?
I guess this is kind of... We backed up so that they could catch up.
Okay, so that stuff hasn't happened to me yet.
The vast majority of it is. We're kind of nearing the end of it.
Okay, so I guess when we get to the end of it, just know Gaius is drunk dialing read or drunk sending read at the end of that.
Okay,
So whenever you feel appropriate to squeeze that in, just
you got
let
it.
that happen.
Nikita and Reed, go back. Go ahead.
We haven't seen any mailboxes or anything, just the creepy fucking scarecrows.
And some houses.
Mm.
But the houses are all in the distance.
We see. Have we passed anybody on the road that we could just say, "Hey, anybody know?" No.
No.
So, roughly what time of day is it? How long would it take to walk back from here, or if we kept going?
Okay, if you walked back now, you'd probably get back around dinner time.
Almost out of bread. We
Or
don't want to miss dinner.
I mean, you see houses in the distance up in front of you before the hills. But they still look like there's a little bit of a trek to get to them. You're not going to like get there any minute. Anywhere between a half hour to an hour, you would imagine, before you get there. Because the road kind of is a lot. There's a lot of straight ways and stuff, but they're not direct to the houses.
we
I mean,
either
we could
go
probably
back
get
now.
there. I was just thinking we could try to get to one of these houses and just ask. I don't really want to cut through these fields.
No, we do not want to get closer to those scarecrows than we have to. But we could probably cut through the fields. What was the distance? It was like 20 to 30 feet by the time the wasps stopped following us. As long as we don't get too close. How much would that cut off of our trip if we started cutting through fields to get to the nearest house?
You estimate half hour to 45 minutes you could get there then? Maybe a little less depending on your speed. You'd be actually going through some planted fields.
Ugh. No, that's going to piss off. Shit. We should go back
Yeah.
now. We buy another tin for the rest of the group.
Oh,
Again, quality testing the top layer.
I agree.
Have to be sure. Have to be sure. And then we can try tomorrow. Maybe we can. The girls mentioned the young guy that hangs out at the Marner house. Maybe we can go talk to him, and then get a ride from him to this Estelle Jargon. What the hell was the name? Jangle.
Mhm.
Maybe we can get a ride with him to Jangles and ask him questions on the way.
And
Does that
right
sound
about
good?
now, Reed, you get a sending message. Gaius?
Okay, I gotta remember this is only 25 words, and Reed can respond in kind.
Okay.
Holy crap! Had divine intervention. Totally sweet. Had useful information. Guess get into deets later. Also, forgot the rest of what I was saying. Drunk. And then there's just a really long delay going on there. And he's also, we will party hard.
You get we will, and that's it.
Nikita, did you hear that?
Hear what?
Gaius is drunk.
This is
He sent
hardly
me a magic
shocking.
message.
Oh,
Like a magic message.
the brain talking thing. Okay, what did he say? I guess besides being drunk.
So Gaius sent me a magic message, and he's drunk, and he got information from. It kind of sounded like from being drunk, but I don't know. I think I could send message back. So
Yeah, do that. We talked to the girls. We're coming back. We're bringing goodies. We should talk to the wagon guy.
we talked to girls. Tried to reach Jangle Farm. Coming back now with food. And we're okay. And horse guy we need to talk to from Marner Farm.
That's it.
That's from it's done.
I think I did okay. I think it got
No, you did good. You did very good, Reed. I think you hit the key points. The girls, the snacks, horse guy. Perfect. We can
Okay.
head back now.
Yeah, we gotta get to Bertha before she sells the bread to other people.
That's right. We need to stock
Yes.
up on that shit.
Especially because we already told guys we're bringing snacks.
Okay, so you turn around and start heading back. You see, like, behind you, there was like a cloud of dirt from you walking out here. You turn around, and as you turn back, you get into a little bit of a dirt cloud, but then it eventually dissipates. You make your way, you start heading back. The sun's getting a little warm. Gaius, before they make it back, is there anything else you wanted to do?
I think after the intervention, the divine intervention, to be specific, I think Gaius kind of like pays his tab and then like stumbles out back into like it's like forest and stuff right behind the Sunny Day Inn, right?
No, the Sunny Day Inn's in the middle, kind of the village.
Okay.
There is forest
So, like,
to the east and forest to the west on the other side of the river.
Is there just like a tree or something? Like basically, he's just getting. He wants to like prop himself up against the tree, sit in the shade, and maybe just kind of like kick back and actually contemplate what the hell just happened to him.
Okay, if you head a little north out of the main business part of the village, to your right and down a hill in a certain section is a section of houses that aren't quite as nice as the other main group of houses at the bottom of the hills on which the two mansions, the two estates on the top of are.
Gotcha.
This is it's kind of right in front of the woods on the eastern side of the village. Many of the houses are on stilts, so they're up about 5 feet usually off the ground. Some are a little bit more. We'll do a perception check.
18.
So an 18. That's very good. You
Despite my
notice
state.
some odd things. The houses all seem very simple. Some are in better repair than others. One of the things that's interesting to you is the vast majority of, not all of them, but the vast majority of these houses, the doors are an interesting shade of blue, as are the circling the windows. It's kind of like, you see the feather here under our logo. It's kind of like the section right around the Pac-Man shaped dark section.
In the mouth, or actually of the Pac-Man?
No, surrounding it.
Okay, so yeah,
So
it's
it's
like
a
a
little
Robin
bit of a
Eggs
darker.
blue.
It's a little bit of a darker version of that.
Okay, yeah, so the trim, gotcha. Okay, yeah, almost
Okay.
almost, but not a navy blue, not that.
Oh, it's
dark,
definitely
but
not.
okay.
It's not that dark. The
Cerulean
Pac-Man is
blue.
navy blue. This is the part surrounding it.
Oh, okay, Robin Eggs blue is kind of what I think that
Well,
is.
it's darker than Robin's egg, but you get the idea here. The doors of most of the buildings are that color. The frames around most of the windows are that color. And as
And
you
it's
get
just
closer,
in this area. It's
Yeah.
just this area.
yeah.
Okay.
And also as you get closer, some of the houses, there's some trees around some of these houses on stilts, and there's some bushes that look to have been trimmed back within an inch of their life. Strangely, you see hanging from many of the trees around the houses by string or twine, blue bottles hanging from the trees. And on some of these shrubs that have been cut back so that almost all the foliage is gone, blue bottles have been kind of stuck on a number of the branches.
Gaius, I think Gaius has entered a homeowners association.
The HOA, the greatest of all evils. I must perform a ceremony to remove this evil from this place. Next thing you know, they'll want me to cut my lawn a specific way.
Okay, so you can find a tree and to get comfortable, like further on past these houses. You can either sit under one that has the blue bottles hanging from it, or continue on to find another tree. It's up to you.
You know what? He's gonna. It's weird, but he's also curious, so he's just gonna hang out. Like he's not gonna necessarily look for a non blue bottle tree, because now that he's noticed this, he's he's here to collect himself, but now he's like, well, this is just another Bacchus damned mystery that I apparently have to wrap my head around. Blue bottles, bullshit, cerulean blue. So are all the blues like actually the same shade, or are they just trying to approximate?
They
and
are
get close?
all like very close to the same shade.
That is...
Many of them are exactly the same shade, but the ones that aren't look like they're super close, or maybe they were once the same shade, but maybe they're in a point where the sun has shined on them and faded them a little bit.
I gotcha. So a very weirdly dedicated to detail kind of thing. All right.
It's probably about 80% of the houses in this section, in this low area, that are affected have these doors and window frames painted like that.
Well, that's odd. And then Gaius definitely pulls out his book. This one of his journals, apparently, that he's keeping. This one marked rituals, and then he opens that up. He's like, a weird association with colors related to domicile. Like a much more educated hand is writing this than what he normally speaks. Like, related to domiciles within near a water-based spot, we have an exceedingly large amount of the color blue associated with both all the entry points into domiciles and almost in every tree and other points of foliage. There are blue colors that seem to maybe a warding of some kind to keep away some kind of spirits or creatures that have, or to maybe get the blessing of same spirits or creatures maybe associated with the river nearby.
And as you're doing that, Reed and Nikita, you kind of finally make it back into town.
We're going to head straight for Bertha.
Okay.
That's right. Beeline.
You get there. They seem to be kind of closing up shop there. They're bringing equipment in.
I'm breaking my version of a run.
Okay. A waddle. Clank, 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 clank.
Damn dwarf waddle.
Don't close the doors yet. Don't close. Wait. We need more bread.
Go, Reed. Stop her. Stop her.
The young man kind of looks at you and says, "What do you need, sir? We're about ready to close up."
Hey, if there's any more of that bread that Bertha made, we need to buy more.
Bread?
The shortbread?
She's in the back. I don't know. Go ahead, but be quick about it.
Of course.
Yep.
I'm always quick. Yes. Off I go.
Okay. You get to the back and you see Bertha kind of cleaning up some stuff and.
Hello, Bertha. Hello.
Ah, hello again.
The bread was really, really good, and we need more. Do you have more?
Oh, I basically sold out. I have a little bit left, but it's for the boys here. And I'm sorry, they worked very hard, but all the other stuff sold out.
Okay. Oh boy. All right.
Reed, what have we got?
She sold it all.
What? Anything left of anything?
I don't know. You don't have anything else, do you? We promised somebody snacks.
How many someones?
There's 3 other someones.
Okay, she goes, hold on. And she, you see her busy herself, and she hands you a little sack of linen that's tied with a ribbon. She goes, here, they'll at least have a little something.
Oh, thank you.
I get to the
Oh,
window. Thank you. How much?
Just take it.
Are you sure? Oh, what is the good time to hit you up for like the next fresh batch? That was really good.
Oh, well, thank you. It depends what I have access to, what I'm making. I mean, I don't, like, make particularly the same thing. Every now and then
Oh.
I'll make things, but, you know, you can always check in.
Okay.
we'll be
Well,
here.
if you
We'll be here
need
tomorrow.
anything, yes, we will be here tomorrow. If you are missing anything, we will get it for you.
Oh,
Really good.
oh, good.
I
So
hate
you
running.
have a good evening. Tomorrow,
yeah.
so
Oh,
you
wait.
know, I will not be available tomorrow. I have an incredibly huge special order that I have to put together.
For the party,
party?
duh.
Ah, yes.
Excellent. We will see you there. Point out which ones are yours. We will polish them off.
Okay. Well, that's very kind of
Oh.
you. I appreciate that.
Quick question, since we're I know you're closing up, but so we're heroes and we are looking for that girl Veronica Marner. I know you're here baking stuff and doing stuff like that, but you wouldn't know anything, right, about where we might look for her?
I've heard all sorts of stories.
Did you hear the one about the goblins?
Yeah, I've heard a couple people say that.
I'm
Anything
worried
else?
that one might be true.
That she ran away, which that makes sense too. There were some girls in here saying that she ran away with a boyfriend, but I don't put much in that. Although you never
Okay.
know nowadays, you know.
Did you know the girls? Were they Gabby and Melissa?
Michelle.
Michelle.
And Rachel, yeah, those would be the
Rachel.
ones.
Okay. What about an Estelle? Does an Estelle stop by?
Not as much anymore. She used to come in quite a bit, but then well, things
Stopped
got
coming?
ugly with her family. So yeah, she stays out on her farm usually.
May we ask what happened with the family?
I don't feel real comfortable talking about that, actually.
Okay. We appreciate your help then. We will see you tomorrow night. Yeah.
Ah, I will look for you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
You,
Thank you.
You know the mayor, so make sure you dress in your best.
Absolutely. I am wearing my best. Could be trouble. Okay, thank you.
Well, she looks at you and says, "You're familiar with Rachel and Michelle and Gabby?
Duh.
Well, if you head over there again, Minnie makes dresses.
Oh. Oh, the knitted ones.
Well, some of them are. Well, they're not. The dresses aren't knitted. The dresses are actual dresses, but a lot of them have embroidery and such like that.
Yeah.
Just something to consider.
Fine. No, appreciate it. Spasiba.
So now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a lot of cleaning still to do and prepping for tomorrow. I've got dough that needs to rise and all sorts of stuff.
We
So,
appreciate it. Spasiba. Thank you.
you bet. You turn around and the young man's like holding the door, kind of looking for you, kind of like.
Oh, we're coming. Yep. Sorry.
Okay, so he shuts the door behind you, and where are you going to head next?
The inn, right?
Duh.
Okay.
Duh.
Okay, well, we'll say you get to the inn, and I think that'll be a very good place to end it for the evening. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. As mentioned before, we will be dark next week, but we will be here the week afterwards. And we have a special surprise, I think. Hopefully, they'll be ready by then. And we'll be there to share it with you. As always, we air every Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Twitch. You can find many of our videos on YouTube Both sites it'll be under Grognard and Friends. We are slowly working on getting YouTube up to date, but that's going to take a little while, but we're working on it. So tune in next week. Same Grognard time, same Grognard channel, and with all the violence and madness in the world, no one person can change it. So all we ask is you do your part and be kind.
Don't mind that I'm 23.